We're back. The tunes, I can actually put this behind me now again because it's... Oh, fuck. Because it's not as warm. Audio's good. Decent. Decent is good. It is time to continue case 1. I wish fucking Hasney here was here. So he's like... huge Ace Attorney fan, and he's like already a few cases into this. Alright. I got a bit of... Something irritated me there. Anyway. It's time to continue case 1, huh? I've been thinking that yesterday already. Hello, Feral, huh? How are you doing? Do we have you today, Feral? Or are you stopping by again, huh? You're so excited for this. Did you watch any of the VOD from yesterday, Feral? Because you're going to be lost a bit in the story, I think. If you are, then we can catch you up a little bit. You did? Fucking yes! Did you watch it completely? Like, are you completely caught up? Or do you need me to, like, bring you up to speed on anything? Fully caught up? Oh, fucking deadly, huh? We know you're one of the real ones, Feral, huh? Well, I did check earlier, and the game does pick up immediately where I saved, so I don't need to replay anything, so... Alright. Let's go grill this woman for all she's worth, huh? Let's go. So we're going right in with your woman's testimony. The victim's death, huh? Right. Let's go. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. So, he had the burn on the inside of his wrist that matched the metal plate that her steak was on. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. Gentlewoman, yeah. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably won't pick up on it anyway. They could have been poisoned or something, right? That was captivating and beautiful testimony will go down in the Supreme Court's history. Thank you. Yeah, everyone's just something for her as well. Easy does it. I hope that is the last time I'll have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Oh yeah, she's like fucking hates speaking Japanese as well, that's right. Oh. Forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone. Not at all, not at all. It is a delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady. And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's burn is utterly irrelevant. I'll be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what has happened here today. The Minister of Justice? May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. She's like the fucking same age as me. She's a student as well. She's a student from England. Come over here. Feral, you need to start your fucking place out, time. Amen. Huh? Thanks? Was that a prayer then? We'll have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett. And put up with a cross-examination now. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much. I'm sure I don't need to remind you, counsel, that this will be your final cross-examination in this trial. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear? Are we getting on the other time? Yes, Your Excellency. Then you may proceed with the cross-examination. Wait, did he hurt that man to get himself in there? I love the design of this guy, by the way. This guy. The inspector. Personally, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. Yes! As you testified before, you were drinking carbonated water, is that right? Did she spike his water? Hey Hicks, how's it going? Dr. Wilson was only permitted to drink water at the time, if you remember. Which explains why he ordered that drink. Correct, waiter? Exactly as you say, sir. Although... although? Whether or not the professor actually drank any of the water when I delivered the steak to the table. I'm afraid I don't remember that. Damn you. Oh. Ah, I have enough English to understand that, at least. For the benefit of the others in the court, it means, bless you. I think it means the exact opposite. Anyway. What the fuck is going on? Alright. Shall we do a quick... Oh, fuck. Dinner, what we say, press and I raise our glasses and toast. So, basically, we are a student at a university in this period of Japan, a few centuries ago. Japan is currently looking to establish relations with Great Britain. So we are playing. Oh, hello, Emmy. Oh, they're all coming on now. Just in time for the recap. Hello, Simon. Hey, Emmy, how's it going? We're doing a little story recap for Hex here. Welcome in. Hi. Thank you for the follow, Simon. Appreciate that. Time. The ruler of the bots. Did you get view-botted or something, Emmy? That's all you said in Discord. That was relations with Great Britain. Yeah. So, we're playing. Our character's called Ryunosuke, and we were at a restaurant in like a touristy part of Japan, and we were having a meal by ourselves. Thank you for the follow, Hello Kitty. Some kid got offended when I asked him to speak English in my chat and botted me. Ugh. Fucking yikes. Just speak English, please. So we were having a meal at a restaurant, or having a coffee or whatever, and we saw a visiting professor from our university who's come over from England to visit. So we went and said hello to him. He was sitting having a meal with a woman, and so we said hello to him. We were friendly, and we went back and finished our coffee. And as we got up to leave, we saw something on the ground near the professor, and we bent down to pick it up, and it was a gun. And the moment that Ryunosuke picks up the gun, the professor gets shot. And now we're on trial for the murder of the professor. Also, it broke your alerts. Oh god. So we got brought in on the murder charge of murdering the professor. So in terms of witnesses, they brought in the waiter who brought the food to the professor and his dining companion. So he testified, and there was no mention of the woman. They all kept saying that the dude was shot. Yeah, the guy. This is a murder case. Yeah. So the waiter testified that there was no one else at the table with the professor, that he was eating alone. So we cross-examined him. Then the prosecutor brought in the two other people who were eating in the restaurant. Both of them also testified that there was no other people there apart from me and the professor. None of them mentioned the woman who was there. And we eventually, through different deductions, made them confess that there actually was a woman there, and that they had been sworn to secrecy about this woman. And then it was revealed that the waiter was actually a Japanese inspector who was trying to cover up the woman being there because they don't want to damage relations with Great Britain. So now they've got her, and we're now cross-examining her because we believe she may have done it. Alright. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot.
Yes!
How much does she know about the post-mortem report? Yes, it's written here in the paperwork. Fatal hemorrhage from ballistic trauma. Yes. Luckily for all of us, a little burn on the wrist isn't going to kill us. And as there were no other signs of trauma on the victim's body to indicate some other cause of death, it can only have been the bullet from your gun that put an end to this innocent man's life. But it doesn't make sense. The burn must have happened straight away, when the plate was first brought to the table by the waiter. Yes, that's true. If it had cooled even slightly, we wouldn't have been able to make a burn like that. And if the victim burnt his wrist on the hot plate as soon as it was brought out from the kitchen, then he must have already been dead at that point. Oh yeah. Yeah, he was man's been dead a while. And yet, the fact is that the victim was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Until you're able to show the court evidence to disprove that, this is a complete waste of time. I concur. Prosecutor Ouchie is right. Ah. This lady, huh? If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. Unlabeled, I got my lip pierced recently and it's hard to drink canned soda. Whereabouts? Are we talking, Kitty, like in the middle? Are we talking like on the sides? Or on the top lip? I don't know. I have no piercing, so I'm very unfamiliar with all sorts of piercing-related terminology. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, I don't think we have any evidence of that, though. No, we don't. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway.
Yes.
Inferior? What do you mean by that? Was he shot by the gun we picked up? No, he was not. So we went down to pick up the gun, and the second we picked up the gun, he was shot. So there had to be a second gun. So she tried to say she was innocent because there was nowhere on her body that she could have hid a gun. And they were like, okay, well, she didn't have anything on her, but then it was then revealed she had a handbag. So she now could have smuggled a gun in with her handbag. But she showed evidence of her handbag, and her handbag is transparent, and there was no gun in it in the image that we can see. If you look there, so that's her handbag. So you can see she stole a glass because she didn't want to leave any evidence that she was there, but there's no gun in there. So that's the evidence that she's using. So the burn on the guy's wrist that we're talking about is this thing. This is the burn that we're talking about. So this is the victim, obviously. He's got this burn on his wrist, which is shaped like a bull. And then if you look at, nope, not that one. Sorry. If you look at this, so this is the steak that the woman was eating. There's a hot plate that the steak is sitting on. It has the same burn. So he burnt his hand on this, but no one in the restaurant heard any cry of pain when it happened, and it was like scalding hot. So the assumption now is that he was already dead when he burnt his wrists. So there's a bit of weirdness going on. No forensics this time? No, not really. Not in these court sessions, really. Anyway. In the lands of the Great British Empire, the police store everything found at a crime scene for later examination. But in this country, you investigate once, and that's the end of it. Isn't that so? Quite right. The Carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident. As you do. Exactly, which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence will be lost. Oh. Uh-oh. He's not happy with that time. It doesn't even occur to your naive detectives to try to preserve the crime scene. I'm trying to be as tactful. You could just prove you had no GSR? Trying to be as tactful about this as you can, you understand. Ha! A killer blow. Why does he cough blood? Oh, he's just been coughing blood the entire time. It's just like a... So far, it's just a character quirk. Gunshot residue? Sure. Yeah. Yeah, they have like, there's like powder around the gunshot on the body, but they have nothing connecting to us, just that we were there and we had a gun. And everyone saw us with a gun, and that's what everyone's using. And we were near him. A killer blow. The lady is as formidable as she is beautiful. Amazing. He's actually admitting our police may be flawed. Perhaps Prosecutor Ouchie is finally starting to see sense. I very much doubt that. Still, there's something about what Miss Brett just said. There was a moment before when something didn't seem quite right. Roar XD, oh. Yeah, Hosanaga's not happy, huh? What do you think, Rinosuke? I think it's going terribly. No matter how much I press her, I'm not turning up any new information. Yes, as I suspected. She's a tough witness. We need to find a way to break her testimony, or the cross-examination will be over. But that would mean... I have to find a way. There must be some clues somewhere to help us find a chink in her armor. Yeah, okay. Kazuma. What, Rinosuke? There is one thing I noticed. Something that's been bothering me. Bothering you? You mean about Miss Brett? Is it the fucking giant hat? Actually, no. Oh, yeah, it's about him. Yeah, he keeps coughing when he says something. About the person standing next to her, Inspector Hosonaga. The detective. Yes, he seemed to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. He did, yeah. I was wondering if it might be significant, if it might present an opening, maybe. Alright, I have an idea. Try pressing her on that last statement one more time. If you think so, but this time, instead of targeting the woman herself. Let's see what we can get out of the detective. Alright then. I wonder what Chasm was thinking. I'll find out soon enough, I suppose, once I press Miss Brett on her last statement again. Let go. A scoot. Speeder time. Press. Is he a detective or a waiter? Yes. He is a detective undercover as a waiter in this restaurant. Inferior, what do you mean by that? Alright, we saw this part. Right, we want to talk to Hosonaga.
Wait.
Yeah, there you go. He's fucking coughing again. Yeah. Yes, there it is again. The detective's reaction is just the same as before. Why? Up until now, the detective has been in the stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. Yeah, can talk. But things are very different now. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the Englishwoman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity. What do you mean? When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, you find they often let their guard down. You're right. Look at him. He's lost in his own thoughts. It's time to pursue the man in his train of thought. Sorry? Pursue? I'll explain how to do it now, Ryunosuke. It's all to do with the witness marker. What? Marker? Marker check? At the moment, we're focused on Miss Brett, who's the person actually making the current statement. You can switch over people. But by moving the marker left and right with AD, you can turn your attention to other people in the stand. While you're looking at the other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with space. If you can catch the person at just the right time, you might uncover some new information to pursue. Nice. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere amongst the people on the stand, take a good look around. Alright then, so first I should move the marker across with AD and focus on the detective. Then pursue him with space and see what's on his mind. Here we go. Let's go, huh?
Wait.
D. Pursue.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Sir, excuse me. What's the meaning of this? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost in his thoughts. Deeply. You look like you were thinking something just now, Inspector. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say? If there's something you'd like to say, please, share it with the court. What is the meaning of this? It's a delightful Englishwoman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault with her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over immediately. Oh, is that how it works? Absolutely not. The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness. Yes, not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved in the case. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Do you have something to add in relation to the statement just made by Miss Brett? Pausers? Well, yes, if you don't mind. I would like to speak. Oh, she's not happy, huh? The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain. Which is why I, Satoru Hosonaga, always strive to make every investigation I'm involved in flawless. What do you really mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean. I won't have evidence lacking on my watch. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime. It's preserving evidence, you see. Is that how that works? I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. A crime scene thief? Well, looks like the lady's remarks touched a nerve there. Take this, for example. The bottle of carbonated water. Uh-oh. Is that... This is the bottle of carbonated water that I took to the victim's table on the day in question. She fucking spiked him, is what I'm guessing, huh? And yes, it's lost all of its fizz, having been open 3 days ago now. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, there's some left in the bottle. I can see it. One day our police force will be among the best in the world. The time is coming, I guarantee it. And then we cut forward to the future Ace Attorney games with fucking Dick Gumshoe, huh? The incompetent but lovable detective. Man's got Rona, huh? He was drinking sparkling water. Not wrong. I can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept the glass bottle of water as evidence. Carbonated water bottle. The carbonated water the victim, Miss Brett, shared on the day of the murder. It was on the victim's table. Miss Brett. Right, let's have a wee fucking scope high, see if we can rotate it. Right. What's that? The label is written in a foreign language that I don't recognize. Do you know what it says, Kazuma? I think it's French. This must be very expensive water. French water, huh? What does it say? That's what I was asking. Go to France and ask, huh? Okay, Kazuma, huh? You just say that you don't know. Right, there has to be more to it. So you see the marker right now is like the big blue one there. It gets like light blue when there's something to investigate. I think it's just a label again. This carbonated water is the last drink Dr. Wilson ever had. Looks like there's a little left in the bottle, although it's just plain water now. You know, I've been sweating so much, I'm absolutely parched. Don't drink it! Don't drink it! I'll just have a sip of this to keep me going. No, Renosuke, you can't do that. That's a fucking evidence, eh? For one thing, that's evidence. You can't go drinking evidence. Oh no, you're right. We don't know what might be inside, do we? You never cease to amaze me, Renosuke. In more ways than one. Oh. I wonder. Could there be anything in this water? What's the matter? You've gone quiet all of a sudden. I think I might have just worked something out. An interesting possibility. That fucking water was defo spiked, huh? Alright, I don't think there's anything more I can see of it. Yeah, I can examine the water and I can examine the label. I can't examine the cap or anything. Okay. Alright, so the description hasn't actually changed, so we haven't really revealed any new information yet, but we'll keep that in our back pocket. Can you confirm this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death? Yes, it was that bottle. What was that about? She seemed to avert her eyes when she answered the judge's question. Very well, counsel, you may resume the cross-examination. And the inspector will kindly control his fervor. Go back to her. Okay. Music is fucking banger, huh? There's really nothing around the lid or anything. No. It looks all legit. Okay. Channel my inner soul. What, they fucking hope that big Bob Odenkirk's alright time? Bless up to the man. I hope he recovers okay. When we brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. Some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. I feel like I want to present the water, but we don't actually have any information that it's... Also because I'm a defense lawyer, he's also like cropped as fuck, like. Right, so if you look at the description of the water, we don't actually have anything on it yet that says it was like spiked or anything. If we examine the water, the actual water again, will Renosuke like comment on it, or will it be the same dialogue? Okay, so it's the same dialogue. Okay. Never. Right, I'm going to try and present this against her statement. If the music stops, you know I've got something.
Yes.
Yes. What is this? The bottle of water. Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. Obviously, I'm referring to poison. Poison? On the day of his death, we knew that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was poison inside? Poison, huh? Could it be that the professor actually died after taking a sip from his glass? Cusco's poison. Order, order, order. And on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip the poison into his drink? There's only one person who could possibly have done it. Giselle Brett, it was you! Right, so if you're not familiar with Ace Attorney games, generally when characters get pushed into a corner, they freak out. So there's a character who has like a little heart thing here in the first game. When she gets mad, her face goes red, her little heart thing starts rotating. So I wonder if she's going to have like an enraged state where like her hat will come up or something like that. Objection! I'm waiting for it just in case it happens. This is outrageous. She has such a thing without a scrap of evidence. You little rookie imbecile. Have you even considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we have only just signed an accord of friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations could jeopardize the entire treaty? Objection! This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime. But the fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth. If I may, I will silence you forever for this disgraceful attack on the lovely young... It is you who should be silent. Of course. Dear lady! He's something. Where'd that come from? She just snapped. I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer my most humble apologies. I'm sorry, my lady. To what are you referring? I described your police force as inferior, but no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe. The bottle, I mean, Inspector, and whether it contained poison or not. Pausers? Of course. Ah, bollocks. You did? Have you forgotten what my guiding principle is already? I strive for a flawless investigation every time. I don't believe it. Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle and its contents. And? What did you find, Inspector? I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country at the present time. It was from fucking France, though! That's not Japanese! I suppose, she's also English. She made him fucking English. English poison. Yeah, our brothers, yeah. We can find no trace of poison or of any description in the bottle of carbonated water, Your Excellency. What? Are you sure? The tests are meticulously carried out by the chief coroner himself. No. No! Ugh. British poison. I'm very grateful to all you Japanese. You successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you. It's like those fucking Facebook mums. Hi, thanks. Smile on the end of like a really shitty post or something. But of course, dear lady, the pleasure was all ours. I was so sure. This can't be right. Everything falls into place if he was poisoned. Thank you, counsel. I think that cross-examination has clarified everything. As the prosecution have asserted, a shot to the chest from this gun is the only conceivable cause of death. Furthermore, the accused, who by his own admission was holding this weapon, is the only possible culprit. I'm done for... dead time. The court wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience this has caused you, Miss Brett. Oh no, I'm just glad the matter is resolved. Before proceeding, I must ask the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present the court at this point? I don't know, do we? Kazuma? I'm sorry, Rinosuke. I have nothing more. Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving. Hold it. Oh, it's the big girl, isn't it? Yeah. The teacher told her to go get some stuff, didn't he? Please, wait. Isn't that... What is the meaning of this? Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikutaba, Judicial Assistant to the Defense. Mikutaba? In my darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning. And in her hand, she carried a small package wrapped in a furoshiki cloth. What that is. Ah! Show me what it is! Chad, what's a furoshiki cloth? I feel uncultured. I feel like I should know this. Yes. 5 save games. Never replace. Get me back in, coach. Basically a traditional Japanese way to wrap presents. It's a Japanese cloth? I know that. 22nd November, 1:14 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2. Oh, she's at the witness stand. Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense. But why this sudden ingress into my courtroom? Ha! A judicial assistant, and a woman no less. The rules state that females are not permitted into this court of law than to testify. Yes, I fully understand. I ask only for 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence I must hand over to the defense. Noodle, you're right there, huh? Ha, you're too late, little girl. This trial has already been concluded. 5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more. But, Your Excellency, I am most grateful. Yes. Oh, she's beside us now. Who exactly are you? I'm sorry, there's no time. Please, simply accept this for now. What is it? A report about something? Written in English. Oh, we're fucked down time. It's Giselle Brett's research. The English ones? After this trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper home. Menu overlay, let's hope it works. Here's hoping at me. Test it out in tomorrow's stream, I guess. Oh yes, that's right, Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she? So does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case? I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself. Oh, no, of course not. No more follower alerts? Boys fucked the tiniest. Special characteristics of Curare and its effects on human subjects. Interesting. Curare? What's that? I've never heard that word before. I haven't either. Is it just like plants and stuff? Time's up! The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the court. There was too little time for me to read it in detail, but I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it. This is wonderful, thank you. Giselle's report has been entered into the court record. A report detailing an unknown poison? There we go. That Miss Brett has been researching during her time at Yuma University. Goodbye then, and good luck. GG, huh? You have had long enough, counsel. We cannot detain our English guest any longer. Give me a second time. Right. Let us have a look. Synopsis. A poison made from the bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. The hunters of the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. Special characteristics. Effects. Instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute doses. Route of entry. The above mentioned effects occur when the poison enters the body through a wound, such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Practical applications. Due to its ability to render the human body paralytic, it's believed that the toxin could have applications as an anesthetic. Huh. However, a solution for the respiratory arrest caused as a result of the full body paralysis must be found first, or patients would die of suffocation. So he was at the dentist and he got like anesthetic or something like that. Okay, so that's we can't examine the book itself, but the note is pretty good. So yeah, it's a South American, well, South America or South African? South American paralytic poison. Paralytic poison. I ask the prosecution and the defense now one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but... The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency. Ryunosuke, what are options here? This really is our very last chance. Yes, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence. That look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett? Yes, Your Excellency? If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer. It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid... She wants to eat that pie, she wants to go. It's not so very long till tea time. Forgive me, Miss Brett, it seems I wasn't clear. I realize it was phrased as a question. However, I must ask you to treat that as an order. You're in my house now. I've said it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense. My apologies, dear lady. So, counsel. What is this new evidence that demands the court's attention? I mean, it's the book.
Yes!
Miss Giselle Brett, we understand you were studying under Dr. Wilson at Yume University, doing research. Is this... Oh. Research by sheer coincidence, perhaps, into a deadly poison. Is this a series with Phoenix Wright in it? It is, yes. This is, however, like a spin-off to the main series. So this is set, like, years and years ago. This is Phoenix Wright's ancestor. This is, like, not present-day Japan, but previously. But yes, it's the same series, yeah. So Phoenix Wright is, Phoenix Wright's a thought at this stage. Phoenix Wright is a distant... He's down the line. But yeah, it's the same world and everything, yeah. What? So this guy here, Aoshi, I was talking about yesterday. If you look up Ace Attorney Payne, P-A-Y-N-E, Payne was the prosecutor from the very first case of the very first game. This guy's meant to be like his ancestor, typically. He's a thought. What? Poison. Where are you going with this, counsel? A toxin known as Curare, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
Objection!
What? What complete and utter nonsense? Curare, you say? I've never even heard of it. You wouldn't have done. What do you mean? I mean that you wouldn't have heard of Curare before, for one very simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country. It doesn't exist? Correct. Which means, no matter what tests the police can do for toxins, they'd never identify Curare. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison. What? And the voice acting going, hang on. Order, order, order. Counsel, does this deadly poison truly exist? According to this report authored by the visiting research student from England, Curare has long been used by the tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. It seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists. To lace their arrows? The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle, and it was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with Curare suffer instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett? She's gonna snap. Hello, Creek. He's a twinkle in his great-great-grandpa's eye. Yeah, like a minute pixel of a twinkle.
Objection!
I feel like she's on the fucking brink, huh? Trumpery? Hell yeah, brother. The aspersions are utter trumpery. To start with, if the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain, and the other diners would have surely noticed. Ah, but it's a paralytic. That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector? Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. I don't remember anything like that either. I didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain. According to this, however, it's the other way around. What do you mean, the other way around? The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that Curare was used. Explain yourself, counsel. The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all. How terrible! Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects could go largely unnoticed. But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death. The full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe, it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail. That's fucking terrible, hey? Respiration? In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware. It's unable to move. That's hideous. To the observer, it would look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments would be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly curate poison. That's fucking awful, hey? I'd rather just be shot. And you're suggesting that this bottle, Counsel, actually contains this terrifying poison?
Objection!
This is all very convenient, isn't it? A hitherto unknown poison for which there is no means of testing. What a happy tale for the defense. If I may. All these facts. You think you're so clever, but you must be taught some manner. It is you who must be taught. Of course. Go say my lady again with like 10 Y's, isn't he? Dear lady! So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it? What? You steal another's honest hard work and then announce the results as if you discovered them. Doesn't that sound familiar, hey? I'm appalled. What a loathsome act. Well, Miss Brett, the feeling is mutual. Whatever do you mean? Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstance of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime. That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Objection!
Enough of this! I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire of Japan is breaking the rules. Uh-oh, I think it's common time. What's so funny? Oh, excuse me, Your Excellency. Yes, Miss Brett? May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please? Well, yes, I don't see, why not? Oh, God. Why would you give her it? Oh, she's gonna drink it. Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys. Sorry? To an English woman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy. Fucking England's a small island, Japan is, eh? What are you talking about, eh? Your little police games and these foolish court romantics. It's laughable, really. But I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end. It said I wouldn't, not orally. It did, yeah. On the report, it did say that. Yep. Don't worry, Farrell. I've been taking note of that too, because I was reading it. I was like, it's nothing about drinking it or ingesting it. Yeah, like it has to get into the bloodstream or something somehow. Cheers. Wait, what? What are you doing? Yeah, maybe it's harmless if you ingest it. Maybe like it doesn't do anything in the stomach. No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair. Way too dank. Could be a way of getting out of it. Yeah, she's going to use this to disprove the poison idea because, like, I can't drink poison. If it's so deadly, why am I not being paralyzed? That's what she's going to use. She's going to use that as her out. Goodness. Whatever is the matter? You all look quite stunned. So, no cure. The bottle was clean. Is that what you're saying? You look quite incredulous, little boy. But of course, that's the simple truth. Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here in this grand venue. Most kind. Ah! Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency. Yes, Miss Brett? I should like to be excused now, please. I think I've given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of a friendship between our countries. Oh, yes, dear lady. We are most gratified with all the assistance you have given. Not like this. If it was poison, I mean, if it was poison, she'd just die and get away with it. Oh, go on. This doesn't make sense. There had to be poison in that bottle. So how did she swallow a whole glass and live to tell the tale? I don't understand it. Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London. There has to have been poison in that bottle. Doesn't there? But there can't have been, because otherwise she would have keeled over dead. Yeah, I think it can be ingested fine. Come on, Renosuke. We have all the clues now. A bottle of water. Yes, Creek, the fucking tooth was pulled, hey, you fat fuck, that's it, yes. I got into the tooth hole, that's right, that's it. You're exactly right. He would have had an open wound in his mouth where the tooth was pulled out. That's it, that's it. I was trying to think, like, did he, like, bite his tongue or something like that, but you're right. It's the fucking tooth thing. The culprit did procure poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water, right? The defense refuses to change its position. You're serious?
Objection!
Yeah, his backseat, maybe a little. It was fun though, I like reading it. Fool, are you blind? There's no possible way that bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw... I spread drinking the water from it. You were also guessing it though, so I wouldn't say it's intentional backseating. That's right, which rather complicates your argument, I think. I believe that complication can be explained. How exactly? We'll see what it says. Don't worry. I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer's in the evidence we have in the court record somewhere. It has to be. Very well. If the defense truly intends to assert this claim, then I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence. What explains how the witness was able to consume the supposed poisoned water unscathed? Right, so this will be the report, because the report says that it has to be in a wound. So we'll submit the report for this part.
Yes!
The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report.
Objection!
That's not a valid explanation. No? After all, we don't speak English. That report is utter gibberish. This impudent young scoundrel is trying to ridicule the court, Your Excellency. I'm not trying to ridicule anyone. Honest. I'm just reading Susaru-san's notes. I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by the court. You will direct us to the pertinent section, counsel. Which section of the report reveals the alleged answer to this riddle? Oh, shit. Oh, we can look at it. Okay. Yeah, the special characteristics part. Yeah, special characteristics. We've been hearing a lot about this Curare poison. And it's left me curious about something. Oh, counsel? Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years. To lace the heads of the arrows that they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting. They're fucking grabbing the fucking the fucking boars and all, pouring it down their throats. Die! Die! So we've been led to believe, yes. And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat. Get to the point, please. But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters were going to eat? Yes, good point. So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison. Cusco's poison. Good gracious, counsel! No, that would be madness! But I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. Under special characteristics, is Curare a real thing? It says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound. Through a wound, you say? I see. It is? Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yes. The mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When Curer enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever. Yeah, it's just a drink. Oh, it's a drink. What? Miss Brett, you authored this research. You knew Curer's special characteristics. And you knew that you could make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself. Miss Lady Him. You meddling little... Oh! Rapscallion! Well, Renosuke, it turns out you're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be. Really? Me? A lawyer? All this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure. But I fail to see how it possibly... So, the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with. It's effects he read in a book. But I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly. What are you trying to say? Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw. Schoolboyish? Flaw. As even your brain has managed to deduce, Curer is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric succus. Oh, yes, well, of course. Gastric suckers? What are they? So, this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk. The professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he? What about when it's sober? Ah! That's right! Good gracious! That's basic science. Science even a schoolboy should be able to understand, no? Order in court, order! The logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they'll be affected in the same way. Are you trying to suggest... Yes, if Curer poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial. That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you can understand something as simple as that. Fuck. What is this? Welling up inside me. Never felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense. Almost rage-like. How far you called the time? More than anything else. It's an animalistic desire to take down my prey. Oh, we did the thing! Yes! There it is. I don't think so, Miss Jesuit Brett. How dare you use that tone with me? I love how it makes her eyes like massive because it's so close to the camera. You know very well now there's a fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You're alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead. Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you. You must provide compelling evidence. As we now know, this poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the Curer? Now see, here we go, right? So at this point, Creek is exactly correct. But I would have looked through everything and be like, right, the pin, useless, right? This just shows a picture of him eating, like, dying in the chair. That's nothing. This is just a layout of the map. This is the stake. This is what we need. This is the medical report. The autopsy just says he was shot. So I might have looked between the book and the medical report, but the medical report has done it because he'd undergone dental treatment.
Take that!
Take that! As Miss Brett has so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners. A fatal difference? The toxic effects of Curer are only felt when the poison enters the body through an open wound. So, for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But What if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water? Inside? Yes, like the wound you might have if you had just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example. Ah. Oh! Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day, yeah? You really do have to spell it out for them? Genius. I mean, yeah, it's just the gameplay, yeah. Ah. So that's it. You use that knowledge to orchestrate this. That's fucking terrible, hey? This man was sitting fucking his fucking respiratory system shutting down. Is she laughing? I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are also puerile. What do you mean? Don't worry, little schoolboy. You'll find out soon enough. Oh! You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it. No! I mean, it could just slip. Fuck. Oh dear, how careless of me. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed. No! Ugh. Second one time. It's happened. It's the English woman. She has smashed the bottle. And the Supreme Court. What a terrible blunder. Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of that water from the broken bottle as possible at once. You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it. I love her design. I think it's really fun. How could you? You won't get away with this. You can thump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there really was poison in the bottle or not. And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution? Oh, of course, of course. You're referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady. With the gunshot wound, then. That's right, and really, looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. So of course the only person who could have shot him from the front is a little schoolboy. Oh, or stab your toe on glass and fucking rub it in the fucking water. You killed the victim that day using Curer, and then, in order to frame Ryunosuke Naruhodo for the crime, you waited until he picked up the pistol you'd arranged for him to find on the floor, before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hidden gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor in his chair around. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime. What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. A hidden gun, you say? I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence. Exactly! And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution's stance remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. It's unbelievable. How can this be happening? We've had her, but now, is she really going to get away with it? The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene. Ryunosuke. Yeah. We've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it. What? What do you mean? We've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So if there are any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head. In my head? Zombie. You told me before that your powers of observation were the one thing you could really depend on. Well, yes, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head. Oh yeah, whenever he first described her, he described her as a woman. It's also, it's from a gameplay perspective, so that when you reveal her appearance, it's like, ooh. It's kind of like, oh, kind of wacky character, huh? Think back again now. Try and remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell. Is it very entertaining? Zombie. What I saw, what I felt. Every color. Blood already on the thing? Is Kazuma right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of the same scene in my head. Could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? Yeah, it's like blood there or something. Or it could be like ketchup. Maybe she was some like cretin who eats steak with ketchup. Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue. Haha, you always have something up your sleeve, Reno, don't you, Renosuke? Yeah, no exit wound as well. Yeah, so theoretically I mean, yeah. So they presume so they established early in the game that the Japanese police, at least in this fictional version, don't do autopsies. So they can't prove that there's a bullet still in his body, so they're just assuming it is. Come on then, let's wipe the smoke smile off that English woman's face with some evidence. Alright, I can't wait. It's been niggling me for a while as something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Whatever it is could be the key to arriving at the truth above all this. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows who Dr. Wilson's real killer must have been is... It's the fucking waiter bleeding on it. That's his fucking... That's his blood, isn't it? Is that him fucking coughing on it, Ty?
Take that!
Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this. Yes? What is it? Ah, he's still miles away. Probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. So I don't know if he did it, but his fucking blood on it. As you said a couple times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime. Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day.
Objection!
Wait a minute. Where are you going with that? Whoop. Where are you going with this little boy? It's just a memory that's been troubling me. What memory? I saw the scene shown in the photographic print with my own eyes that day. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on was a spattering of blood. What? Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously that must have happened when you shot the professor. No, that can't be the case. Take a good look at the photograph and the relative position of everything there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way that blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him. Yes. For blood to have made it onto the plate, it implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter. Which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor, as you were. Giselle Brett. I beg your pardon? Why the fuck is the plate behind him? So the way the setup was that he was sitting at the table, eating whatever, and their story is that he turned around and I shot him. Yeah. Whereas what we're assuming is that she shot him and then turned him around. But yeah, he's facing away from the table. This is beyond ridiculous, fabricated nonsense. Is the court seriously expected to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing? Oh. Oh. This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Inspector, you mean... Yes, I took the plate, in the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all, and I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it. You did what? I took the steak that you have been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. And I did it all in the name of justice. And we can find out for sure whether or not there's a blood stain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it. Now! I love this guy. Inspector, like every case, so the game is like split up into these cases, and like every case is like really fun characters. Like, so I don't know if he's gonna be recurring or if he's exclusive to this case, but he's great. That's not how this works. Just let him be. The court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately. Yes, sir. What an inspector he is. I mean, we know he's bungling things anyway, so. Oh, there's a fucking steak still there. None of us would fly in a real court then. Here's what you ordered. The steak. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it? Of course there isn't. A days old steak. Quickly, Inspector. The blood man. Show the court. Of course. Examine the plate at your leisure. Where's the blood? There's no blood. Nope. No blood. No blood anywhere. But no. That's impossible. Ugh. I know I saw it. I'm sure of it. I was right there on the table behind the professor. There was blood on the side of the plate. So there's a second steak. He took both steaks, remember? Is it the correct steak? Exactly, yeah. Is that actually her steak? Is it the fucking sergeant's steak? Yeah. What an unbecoming expression, little boy. You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. Like the JoJo meme. Nah, I never trust the Japanese. I don't think he tampered with it. Ah. I couldn't agree more. In the case of disgrace to the Empire. I believe we may finally have reached a conclusion in this trial. Let's hope so. This let's pretend attempt at a courtroom proceedings is painful to watch. I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over. Ha! This sorry-looking steak reveals the facts all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest. Alright, we got the plate. Plate of steak. The meal Miss Brett ordered for lunch. It was removed from the victim's table after the incident. Alright. Was the plate I saw, or thought I saw, just a figment of my imagination? This is it now. I've lost. Court record, let's go. Alright. Oh, what the fuck? Huh? What in the world is this? I think it's a Koban coin. It's the fucking sergeant's steak. There's the fucking old man's coin. He's trying to fucking yoink his coin. Yeah. I think it's a Koban coin. And the hallmark is from the Hoei era, I believe. No, I don't mean what is it? I mean, what's it doing there? Yeah, this is the sergeant's stick. The golden ticket time. We find that time. Run, Charlie, run. So if you remember the sergeant and the old man from yesterday, if you weren't here, the two people from the restaurant that were interviewed were a sergeant and an old man, and the old man had lost a coin that he was trying to sell to the sergeant. The sergeant was also eating steak, so this is a sergeant's steak because he obviously fucking yoinked the coin and hid it under the steak from the old man so he could steal it from him. Wait, did you say it was a Hoei Koban? Yes, and apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable. Yeah, the sergeant was going to try and steal it. Yeah, he was trying to steal it from him. This isn't the first time today there's been talk of a Hoei Koban. I've heard of pearls before, swine, but I've never heard of bullion and bouillon. What if his baby took it? The baby might have nabbed it. I don't think he ever will again. This is extraordinary, though. This means that this isn't the right steak. What this means. I certainly never expected to find a precious coin underneath this thick cut of meat. And it's from the Hoei era too. That would make it really quite valuable. It's well marinated in the juices as well. Look. What? Are you thinking of eating it? No. But the next time I order a steak in an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure. My heart's going to be racing as I lift up the meat and peer underneath for a prize. Yeah, there you go. The golden ticket. I think you might have the wrong end of the stick about this, Rinosuke. A Koban coin underneath this steak. There's only one logical explanation. Oh, fucking excellent time. Right, this is the thing that was meant to do the burn as well. This emblem on the side of the plate. Is it a... No, it's not a fucking cat thing. Yeah, it's a fucking bull or a cow or whatever, yeah. It's a cow, obviously. Most likely because the restaurant's signature dish is beef steak. It seems a lot of different restaurants have their own unique tableware. So this is a symbol of La Carnival, is it? Okay, yeah, I don't think there's anywhere else. Seeing the coin is the main thing, I think. So we can prove that the steak isn't the right steak, basically. I've lost Renosuke. It's not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Gavel, sorry, not gravel. Hmm? Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward, no matter what. Believe in myself? Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself. As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objection? You bet your ass I do. That bloodstain is going to clinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all? Yes. Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth. The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beef steak. I mean, sure. Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial. I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough investigation of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled. I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it? Thank you, Your Excellency. Counsel for the defense, you will now clearly show the court to what you're alluding. Where precisely on this plate of beef steak is this new clue to be found? Well, it's like under it, right?
Got it!
Well, he left it up. No, counsel, I'm afraid that won't do. What? That was ambiguous at best. Or we're gonna get penalized. You must do so knowing there's a penalty for mistakes. But I wanted they left it up. I wanted they left it. Turn the steak over and over until I find something to help me out of this mess. Hey, I need left the steak though. It's like under it though. Ah, got like a numbness in my finger. It's weird. It's not the symbol. It's the thing under the fucking meat. That's what we need. I don't know how to show them it. I mean, the only other thing we can present is the symbol, but it's not. I want to show them the fucking Kuban underneath. It's like the one thing where there being blood is perfectly fine. That's true. It was just very like, very different blood, you know. But to be fair, you're not wrong. Can you take it out before? No, this is what you get presented with.
Got it.
Nah, see, we need to flip the steak. Right, yeah, we need to somehow. Where precisely in this plate of beef stew is a new thing, right? Yeah, do we need to like? I want to say, can we like rotate it and make it like fall or something? Whee! Fall off, please. Fucking fall. It's gonna fucking fall. We can't see underneath it. Ah, it's this finger here. My like ring finger on my right hand. Can't examine anything on the bottom. The classic, yeah. I was actually hexing that video, by the way. If you didn't know. Maybe it's like the middle of the steak, maybe? Maybe right where the bites are. Yeah, maybe it's like, right, flip it like here. Yeah.
Got it.
No, it's the same thing. Maybe if I... Do I have to like quit when it's like this, maybe? Yeah, we know it's the Kuban, yeah. If I quit like this, will it stay up? Hmm. Maybe like right in the middle of it. I don't know. We have fucking 2 guesses left, chat. Otherwise, we're fucked, huh? It has to be like directly in the center, right? There's nothing underneath. It must be like just like right in the middle, like where the coin is. Like there. Damn, man! I don't know what they're looking for me. Feels bugged? No, I think it's just something I'm missing. I tried examining the fucking... I tried examining the stake and you couldn't take the coin out. So there's nothing you can examine that's on the bottom. You can only examine the top. And the only things you can examine on the top are the stake and the marker. We need the coin underneath it though. Anything on the sides? It's there, isn't it? Try to take the coin out again. I can't though. I can't get out. Yeah, I'm in this. No, they force open this screen. You can't do anything to it. I just want to show them the coin, you know, but I can't, like, all I can do is present and view the history. I mean, I can left click, but it's like, you know, it's pointing. Fuck, I double. Oh, there we go. That was really weird. Right. It let us pick it up. Right. We're saved. We saved it. That was really strange. Alright. We're good. Right. Through the stake? Alright. That's extraordinary. Right. Show them the coin now. There. There's your fucking evidence, hey.
Got it.
There you go. That's what I wanted to show you the whole time, hey. Good gracious, that's... A Koban? What on earth? A Hoy Air one at that. Miss Brett, this is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me, why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat? Oh. What a ridiculous question. How should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what it is, but I want to be no part of it. It was just me. It was me missing something, freak. Honestly, that's all it was.
Objection!
I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat? This could simply have been a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction. Aye, lad, aye.
Objection!
Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe this happened by accident in the kitchen. A rare Hoei Koban just happens to be hidden underneath a piece of steak. Nah, the fucking sergeant guy, or his child, nabbed it time. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now. He's right. It can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency. Yes, Counsel? A rare Hoei Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case. I'll give up my lawyer job right now.
Attention!
By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway.
Shut up!
Perhaps, little boy, you should realize it's you who is irrelevant. Even though I'm the one on trial here. The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under that stake. The owner? Yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of the koban that was found underneath the beefsteak is... It's Kiryu Korikutas, the owner of Rasute, who was hunting for a lost Hoei-era gold koban at the time of the incident.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be the antique dealer and owner of Rasute, Kiryu Korikuta-san. Kiri, as in Mr. Cucumber something? Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable. Ah, yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct? Yes, Your Excellency. I remember him saying that he was up to something with his koban coin when it happened. At exactly the moment the gun was fired. I mean, she's been fucking slagging off the Japanese language the whole time. Of course she's racist. This guy, yeah.
The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Too busy on the floor. Sorry, what were you doing?
Hunting for treasure. Indeed, the Hoei-era koban, my prized coin.
Hey, lost it. In this Hoei-era koban, do you mean to tell me...
Attention!
No, please. Why would Korikuta-san's koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense.
Yes!
Which is why I'm asking to bring Korikuta-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him. Officer, bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here. Oh, the fucking sergeant's gonna be put on blast, huh? Without a moment's delay. He's gonna be fucking caught now. I can't believe we've come back around to that pair again. But I have a hunch, a strong hunch, that if we chase down the real significance of this koban, we'll find that it's a key element in this case. They got fucking nabbed, hey? They nabbed the coin and they fucking whacked it under the meat. Instead of like putting it in their pocket or something, I don't know, maybe that was easier. Oh, there's the Wayne again. What's this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize that it's dinner time for little baby Ido? When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves.
Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom, myself, I became a ruined man in a trice, a worthless, withered antique. Nothing more than am I to say. The sun is set on this Rasute shop owner's existence.
Oh, he's ready to die, hey? I'll just pass away, hey? How about my hands, leaky nose, Mikey Wayne's nose? Be that as it may, Korikuta-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Rasute memory serves, have you ever seen this koban be—
Yes, that's it, the one, the very exact one that it is.
Me watching and not knowing anything about these games but loving it. It's just a courtroom game. That's really it. It's like an over the top Japanese like anime courtroom games, basically what it does.
The resplendent, splendiferous Hoei treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day.
It can't be. As I thought.
Young man, enlighten this decrepit old fool. Put me out of my misery.
Alright then. Bang. A knife in his boot?
Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped?
Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. We found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and its plate soaking in the seasoned meat juices.
Sandwich? Soaking? Seriously?
Oh, hurts my throat, Tim. Clearly it couldn't have fallen there by accident, which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose.
Somebody concealed my Hoei treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate.
And the fucking sergeant was like, I'm not paying that price, hey? Yoink.
Who would do such a thing? Such an unconscionable thing?
Excuse me. Could I say something? Yes, of course. Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga. I mentioned this earlier on the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case. Ah yes, that's right. A secret undercover operation. Le Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. Is this sergeant guy some, like, serial, like thief? So that's why you were sent in undercover, is it? Yes. I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely. Yeah, like kleptomaniac, yeah. That this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. Is the thief the baby? So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Korakuta's Koban is all too clear. What? What? I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel that stole Korakuta-san's Koban and hid it under the steak? It's going to be Iesa Nosa, 38, an army sergeant of the Empire of Japan who witnessed the incident, and also his child, who probably stole it.
Take that!
Obviously. It can only be you. Sergeant Iesa Nosa. What? How? How dare you, you monster! Monster? I stole that Koban, did I? I'm the master thief of Le Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet. But it wasn't me, it was Ido! Ido is the mastermind behind all this. Fucking told you, I told you. Maybe, I don't know. You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby. It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa. Is the fucking baby gonna start talking? That'll be fucking... Nah, it's him. But it's like, if the baby started talking. And like a small man. Oh! Clippity glop, clippity glop, clippity glop, clippity glop, clippity glop. Oh my god, it is the baby. Ah, it's a fucking JoJo stand! Nippon Imperial Army, Sergeant Iesa Nosa preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir. Everyone's fucking reaction. Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages that Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe? I think it's still him. I think the baby, it's just a baby. It's just like very active. I understand that the temporary increase in taxation, owing to the recently ended conflicts, remains in place. I have heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living. Yes. All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son. That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant. That place is heaving with money. Every 3 days, I'd go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I'd enjoy chomping my way through a good steak at the same time. Sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable. And your target that day was the old man in his Koban. Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all.
A veritable phantom thief you are.
I was all set to leave the steak. I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Yes, when the professor was shot. You want this baby to be a genius thief? Nah, it's him. The baby thing's funny though. I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. I'd know too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could. On the double. I slipped it under the steak, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. When though? Even Ouchie's like, what? You know what? Like, everyone's like, okay. This is ridiculous. Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time. Well, Miss Brett, Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all. Praise the sun. May the esteemed gentleman please be excused, your excellency.
Indeed.
Well, where's her steak then?
The theft of the Koban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder.
Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat. The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. Nonsense, is it? He does that once more and he's out of brain cells. That's the Japanese, like, it's like the, you know, the Japanese thing where they, like, bow their head on the ground. It's like that, but, like, really fucking enforced. Have you ever seen those videos on YouTube where it's guys doing that, but, like, really intensely? They run, they, like, slide into the fucking pose.
Well, oh.
Oof. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. An OCD nightmare?
Yep.
I'm not gonna explain it. It's a tiny room with a lot of stuff, huh?
Very well. Now that all questions concerning this witness's testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for detaining her. Miss Brett, you are free to leave.
Where's your steak, though? Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone. No, you will not go. And good day. Where's your steak, though?
Ryunosuke, what's the matter with you?
There's no time for daydreaming. Emmy, it's just a game countdown. Otherwise, there'd be no game. Oh, no, it's just... It's like a constant thing that the judge is like kind of a buffoon, almost. Just something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. Can't quite work out what exactly. Something she said jarred with me. I feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up.
If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard.
Sorry?
You can think later, but if you don't call out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over.
What'd she say?
Hold it!
Nope. Wait, Miss Brett.
What is it now? I'm afraid, just one last time. There's something I'd like to ask you. I love the music. The music of the main Phoenix Wright series is so good. This is definitely like a different style, but it's also really good. I really like it. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction? Oh, she said something about eating the steak with a knife and fork, didn't she? Alright, that's what she said, right? No. She talked about... Did she say eating it with a knife and fork is despicable or not eating it with a knife and fork? Because hers clearly have, like, stuff on them. Like, hers clearly have, like, juices on them. I can't remember what exactly she said, but we'll hear now again. Not eating it with a knife and fork is despicable. Okay, so she did eat it, so... Using teeth bad, right? So she used her cutlery, so...
Objection!
We have a record of that, because we can see it on her cutlery. What new student nonsense is this? Well, what parting words are you talking about, Ryunosuke? Hiding a coin in a lump of meat. The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. That part. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. It's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Yes, I'm right. She said they're exposed to an undeniable contradiction. Oh, right. We're proving that No, we're proving that's not that wasn't her steak. That's, we need to see like her steak has a knife and fork, so where's her steak? I think. If Miss Brett's words truly are contradictory, where is the evidence to prove it? Someone actually just bit the steak. Yeah, the sergeant did. The sergeant didn't use his knife and fork. So hers have stuff on it. You can see that her knife is like caught there.
Take that!
That was the wrong thing. Oh, maybe not.
The photographic print of the scene taken immediately after the incident occurred.
What's interesting is the plate of steak that you can see on the victim's table. Right, where's her steak? Where's her steak?
The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed, yes, go on.
More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed. Where is it? Now you're just splitting hairs. She's trying to like pass off her steak as not important. Is what she's doing. You can't say cretin? Not true. Doesn't something about the steak strike you as very unnatural? Aye, right enough. If she used her knife and fork, why does it look like that? To be fair, the bite marks are not that bad. We'll see what line we go down, huh? This one, so the one we're looking at in the evidence is bite marks, yeah. So it's obviously not hers, you know. Unnatural? What on earth do you mean? If that's hers, I thought she took her glass. Yeah, so she stole her glass. It's in her handbag. The glass that's on the table is the doctor's glass that he drank from. So all that's left on the table is the bottle of water that's now broke, the doctor's glass, and her food. It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. Huh. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett. Noticed what exactly, Counsel? Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself. And take a good look at the steak. In particular, the edge where it's been eaten. As you can see, there are clearly defined barbaric teeth marks here. Oh, so they're... right. So they haven't brought up the fact that the sergeant was eating steak yet. The sergeant didn't say he hid it under his steak. He said he hid it under a steak, is the thing. But we're just too godbrain that we remember he was eating a steak already, so we're like miles ahead. Barbaric teeth marks. Oh! Looks like Miss Brett has realized something. So, if the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in this steak at all.
Objection!
But what is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was ravenously hungry and couldn't help her. Not good. Oh, whatever you say, dear lady. This man's something hard, huh? As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer. Of course, this will all be over in the blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie in his place. Just leave everything to... I've heard enough. You irritating little speckled samurai relic. Spectacled, sorry, not speckled. Of course, dear lady. Yee-hoo. What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers? Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implications those teeth marks in the steak have for her. Ryunosuke, do you know where you're going with this? Yes, now at last, it's all come together. Mysterious teeth marks in a steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the bloodstain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. Yeah, the steaks are swapped. And most importantly, well, that's like his complete tray. The evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day. It's so fun. Yeah, they're great games. I accept that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us? Everything, Your Excellency. Everything? Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson. Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase. Typical Japanese empty threats. I'll be playing them on stream, Noodles, and just, you'll see then. Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet. Yeah, where's her steak? Hasn't been. Aren't half of them only on DS? So in the West, you have the main Ace Attorney games, which are there are six of those. And then separately from those, there are the 2 Adventures games and the 2 Investigations games. So this collection that I'm playing right now is the first time that the Adventures games have been brought to the West. So the Investigations games, one of them is currently only on DS, and the second one was never localized. It's the only one that hasn't been localized so far, so it's only available in Japan. The main 6 games of the Ace Attorney franchise were originally all on handheld. You can get them all on 3DS right now. The first 3 of the main 6 games have been remastered for PC and PlayStation 4 and Xbox and all, and Steam and everything. You can get it on Steam. So I'll be playing that remastered trilogy on stream of the first 3 games in the series. And I hope that the sales of this will convince them to do a second HD trilogy for the other 3 main games. So if you have a PC right now, you can get this collection, and you can get the first 3 Ace Attorney main series games as well. So technically right now, if you legally want to play them on PC, you have access to 5 games. You can get them on 3DS right now? Yes, you can. Yep. I have them all on my 3DS. You can. Not this one, not this collection, but the main 6, yes you can. Yeah. Hasn't been... What? Just because it hasn't been shown yet doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist. This is absurd. The trial has run several hours already, and you say that evidence yet to be brought forward? There can't be. I don't believe you have it. I don't, but there is someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. Yeah, the fucking inspector guy. He has it. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve every remaining mystery about this case. Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request of the defense in this trial. Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth about this whole affair? It is Inspector Hosonaga.
Take that!
The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hosonaga. What? I have it? Yes. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's ridiculous. No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on this stake with the teeth marks. Yes. Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoy chomping my way through a good steak. And as well as admitting to stealing Korikuta-san's coin, he told us that he'd slipped it under the stake. Under the stake, yeah. You watch it, cadet. I'm a superior officer. Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the stake that you put the coin under, in fact, your own stake? Attention! Affirmative, of course. I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still. I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it. In other words, the stake that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal. But that makes no sense. That plate was taken from the victim's table. Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin. Of course I didn't steal it. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire. Well then, how do you explain this paradox? Exactly. Surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the 2 steaks over. You did switch the plates? Well, after it happened, Alright, okay. So the bitey, chompy one was actually on the table. So that's why they discredited the other one. I see. I thought they were just focusing on this one because that's what was presented. But he actually fucking moved them around, hey! Tampering with evidence, hey! When I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my stake and hid the coin underneath it. But then, when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I'd had it. If he decided to investigate my slab of meat, that'd be it. I'd be getting my marching orders. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance. Baby. With military precision and timing, I switched my steak with the one on the foreign lady's table. What? You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing. It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what had to be done.
Unbelievable.
Boy's fast, eh? However, fear not, Prosecutor Son.
What now?
I swear on the brass buttons of my uniform. That is all I did, sir.
All you did? That's plenty, Sergeant.
Yes!
So, if Sergeant knows how to switch the plates over, it means he took Miss Brett's steak, and the plate it was on, back to his own table. Yes, that follows. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That to preserve evidence, you had taken both.
Ah!
She's freaking out. That's correct. Then please present it to the court now. The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot.
Shut up!
What can possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat. It can't have the slightest bearing on the case.
Objection!
No, you're not wriggling your way out of this time, lady.
I beg your pardon?
Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why the steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you. No?
You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me.
The reason the defense asked to see that plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing.
Thinks he remembers.
I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. The blood, yeah.
Blood.
On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson. There was a clear spattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest. I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you're reading from, Miss Brett. Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. Present the beefsteak and plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident. Dabs,
That's face.
Tiny amount of blood from a gunshot wound. I assume it was. My guess is that it was his lip or something. But to be fair, or his lip or his nose, whatever it is. But he keeps wiping it up, so. Here's the other steak on its plate. Yeah, maybe. Well, so the thing is, like, if the blood is on the plate, that means he would have been. I mean, that's also what it could have been, right? So he's turned around when he's shot, but he could have been facing her. She shot him and then turned him around, instead of him being turned around and then shooting him. That's entirely possible. Okay, there, the cut is much more knife and fork like now. The bloodstain, it's clearly visible. Look.
Yes!
Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me. In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim.
Huh. It can't be.
In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is.
Oh. The inspector? No, he just likes holding it.
That's right. Miss Giselle Brett. It's you! Oh, Swan's dead, huh?
Outdone by a Japanese? Me? By a Japanese schoolboy? No. 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 Yeah! Ah! Ah! Oh!
Oh, she's ascended time. The checks. Where are the checks coming from? The Swan, I guess. I don't know.
Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me.
Well, Miss Brett.
Tiny chickens. I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time. Ah, she's fucking called time. Gladly, Your Excellency. It was I who took the professor's life, using Curair. As you surmise, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning.
So you planned to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of poison would be found in his water. Because Curair is unheard of here in Japan.
Yes. Of course. I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water, and it would all be over. I would place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone, and leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table.
That would be me, I suppose.
Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor. You only eat steak after getting a tooth removed. Good luck. Yeah, her idea was that no one else would know he was at the dentist. Only she would. Like, she knew he was there because she worked with him. No one else would have known it. Unless they went and talked to his fucking dentist or something. Meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. I love how the eye holes on her mask change, like Deadpool or Spider-Man as well, as she talks. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. Such that there's no going back at that point. Look where she is now. Oh yeah, fucked up now, like. So I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment. A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man. I happened to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. I had the bottle of Curair in my handbag, and my own pistol concealed under my skirt. Ah, under your skirt? So I was right. There were two guns. Yes. And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. A place where you were sure that I would notice it. And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I'd intended. And then, just as you bent down to pick it up, bang. Got E. That's when you shot the professor with your own gun. Even though at that point, he was already dead. Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared. Obviously, I assumed Naruhodo-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. Alright, Noodle, have a lovely night. You can catch the end in the morning. See you later. Bye-bye. That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor in his chair around. Because, of course, you need to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he picked up the gun. This lady. Her design is really fun. So there you have it. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor. Misdemeanor? Is this fucking murder?
Judas.
Your Excellency. Yes? I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later?
Oh? Just fuck him that way.
Maybe she wanted to... Right, my guess... If she wanted to sabotage relations between Japan and Britain. That's my guess. Because she's extremely fucking racist. And the death of a famous Japanese or English professor in Japan would like break down or something, like break down relations is my guess. Because she aimed to just peace out, you know. That's my guess right now. I shall call on you. Thank you. Good day then, everyone. I hope you can forgive me. Naruhodo-san. Nah, fuck her. And she gone, huh? Ah! She was a ghost. There we go, huh?
It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement.
This can't be. Takatsuchi Aoshi does not lose. Not to the likes of this rookie student.
You better start getting used to tough opposition.
She would have gotten away with it if she just spiked the guy's glass. I suppose it would have been harder to do. But potentially, yeah. I mean, either way, he would have been spiked, right? Oh, you mean in terms of like, because they didn't lift the glass for evidence? Maybe, yeah.
Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
What? Yes? This insult to the Aoshi family name will never be forgotten. I suppose there was a risk that the glass would have been lifted, but it would have been drank, so maybe not. You become conceited with age, counsel, but the old have to stand aside and make way for the new. Gonna draw a sword. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. Oh. So can you do that? Oh shit! Cut this man hair, huh? A 1,000 millennia may pass, and still the Aoshi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan. Aw, bad blood, huh?
This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits. What it will look like, I cannot begin to imagine.
It looks like Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney from 2005.
That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Asugi. Yes. After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can. Absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you.
The mission? Oh.
Mission? I understand, Your Excellency. What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden? Never mind. As for you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh, yes?
Mosquito bite. Blech.
In you I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much look forward to see how you carry that onwards.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Nice.
It is time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, not guilty.
Heyo. We did it, chat time. We did it. We're not gonna get fucking punished today, huh?
This court is now adjourned.
Yes. We out. Or where's the wee girl, Hank? We need to fucking. She was the fucking OG, huh? 22nd November, 2:46 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendants, Ante-Chamber 5. What about the weeby mode sign? His channel's that time. Oh, sleepy. Alright. Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it! I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial. Hey, Nezuko.
Ryunosuke, you finally pulled it off. Congratulations.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma.
Ha 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 ha. No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work. So, you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on Yume University Street. Don't forget. Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off. Oh, wrong voice. Congratulations to both of you for providing Naruhodo-san's innocence. Ah, our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result too, you know.
Oh no, I didn't do anything. Thank you so much. Hey, Sue. If we hadn't had that research report of Miss Brett's, I don't know why things would have turned out. Your kind words should really be from my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university and investigate. Your father? Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikutaba, Judicial Assistant to the Defense. Yeah, Mikutaba-san's away somewhere, wherever he is. Speaking of Mikutaba... Ah, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Is that him? There he is, okay. Naruhodo, you did an excellent job. Thank you, Professor. Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you. After all, your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend. Good friend? Oh yes, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yumi University, wasn't it? Pains. Yes, that's right. Professor Mikutaba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain. Presumably, that's when you met Dr. Wilson. Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital. Oh, you worked together? And they were workmates. I've never heard you mention that before. Well, it was a long time ago now. Besides, it's your turn, Asugi. Hmm? Great Britain is a magnificent country. In science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot. I will. I'll learn all that I can. I swear on this, the spirit of the Asugi clan. Have a good night, Emmy. Good luck tomorrow. Hope to see you soon. And hope the new layout goes well, the overlay. You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you? Of course I am. A Japanese man's katana is a soul. This blade shows me where I need to go. From just days ago. This is the face. He's so happy looking. Look at him. I cuts down anything that's in my way. Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes. That reminds me, what's happening to the woman? To Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder. Ah, yes, her. It's not easy to tell you this, but... What do you mean? Surely she's going to face trial herself now. She's a true culprit, after all. She will be leaving Japan in the very near future. For Shanghai. What? Shanghai? What? Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I'm certain of that. What? But why not? It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. Oh, he's us, eh? Oh. Osanaga. It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. I must congratulate... But what's all this about consular jurisdiction? Fuck. We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan. What? We can't try her? But then, who? Who's going to bring her to justice? Justice! A British consular court will hear her case, somewhere far away, where our voices can't be heard. Why a consular court? Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now that we've signed the friendship treaty. Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right. Then, so long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments. They can't invoke a consular court just like that. Oh. Can't they? Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our governments making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Shady shit time. Something strange is going on. So Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan? I'm afraid that for the young student, today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There was never any danger of comeuppance for her. I don't believe it. The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously. But it's all going to change from now on. We can make it change. Its turn starts here. This is a time of great turmoil, this new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt, that woman will receive the judgment she deserves. Yes, change is coming, and we're the ones driving it. Yes, bring in the law, huh?
Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink. But, Professor... You're right, this is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Ryunosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun. In that case, might I suggest La Carnival? No! As a head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink. What? Not the time, man, eh? You're a detective, Hosonaga-san, aren't you? Let's not worry about details for now. To La Carnival! Will you accompany us, Professor? I like him. Of course, La Carnival's food is second to none. I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruhodo-san's release. Oh, yeah, thank you. You really should see a doctor. I don't know what the fuck's up with him. I probably should. So Giselle Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. I'm telling you, I'm sticking with my guess, why she did it. He's spreading whatever he has. What if it's just a sore throat? Kazuma. Yes, Ryunosuke? I just wanted to say thanks again, that's all. You really saved my skin today. Ha 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 ha! I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense was all your own work. Your skill made the difference, though. One day, I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world. I'm not so sure about that. Huh? To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me. What? Come on, be serious. If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial. But you have a natural talent for it. For being a defense lawyer, I mean. Oh no, not me. All that tense verbal combat? I never want to go through that ever again. Too bad. I did what you told me to do, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you. That's the point. Sorry? What do you mean, that's the point? Listen, Ryunosuke. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win? Knowledge of the law? You fool. No. The ability to believe. To believe? To believe what? A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times. Like you believed in me when I said I didn't do it. I'm human, just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth. You have to make a choice about what to believe in and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you choose to believe in even then, well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person. Believing in your client. Let's look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience, but you never stop believing in me. Well, you face something seemingly hopeless situations time and time again, but you never stop looking for the truth. And in the end, you found it, through your own efforts, and because you never stop believing in me. Thanks, Kazuma. There's something I want to ask you, actually, Ryunosuke. Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me. Sounds serious. What is... Ah, you're still here, are you? Oh, Inspector Hosonaga. I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go! Thank you. We'll be right there. Bye. Let's pick up this conversation again later. You should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory. And you're a study tour to Great Britain, don't forget. Ah yes, that too. My very first trial came to an end. Kazuma. Professor Mikutaba. Susaru-san. You acted as my assistant. Inspector Hosonaga. We didn't really play much of a part, but still. It was because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through to that trial. But more importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favor of me. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life. Yay! The end of Case 1 now. Alright, hopefully it doesn't jump us immediately in. I just want to check. There we go. So there is... oh, nope, not look at that. Episode 1 was the adventure of the Great Departure. So that was our first case. Episode 2 will be the adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band. But that's for next time. We're not going to half start a case at the end of stream. Get that out of here, huh? That's for next time. So that'll be next week's fun. We start our next case. So, there are 2... So I believe... So we can see there's 5 cases here. So I believe those are the 5 cases of the first game. I think, at least. So there's another another thing with this Titanic. Oh, fuck. Bloody Oberdone again, huh? So there are... so this first game is called the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. The second game is called the Great Ace Attorney 2... something else. It's called the Great Ace Attorney 2... Resolve, it's called. The collection overall is called the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Oh, 999. I'm looking forward to getting back to that, actually. It's just finding the time, really. Those 2 games are in this collection. We'll be playing them both. We'll probably play something in between them to fit something else in, but we're definitely playing both quite close together. So, this first game, at least, will continue in this slot. This game's so fun. I love the Ace Attorney games. Fucking the hexadecimal. Why is it sound from my way? I feel like it's like a 999 joke that I'm. What was the thing in 999? So yeah, so the plan for the Ace Attorney games, actually, so we will be playing the entirety of the Great Ace Attorney Adventures, which is this one. We'll do all 5 cases. We'll play something smaller after this. Then we'll play the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. And then at some stage in the future, we will play the collection on PC that has the first 3 games in the main series remastered, which are the ones with Phoenix Wright, the guy that you actually know. Those should be good fun as well. And hopefully, at some stage in the future, Capcom will do a remaster of the 4th, 5th, and 6th games as well, because so hopefully this sells well, because that would be great. Otherwise, we'll have to do like, I don't know, like we'll have to do like ROMs or something like that, which I don't really want to do. I would like them to be like HD on PC, like that. So we'll see in the future. We'll definitely play the first 3 at least in that first collection. We're just talking about how you're learning it was shite, and then a whole puzzle about it popped up. That's right, the fucking plates or something, right? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we'll get to re-experience that when we go back to the game and restart it. So thanks so much, everyone. I hope you enjoy watching. I hope you're enjoying. If you've never experienced any of the Ace Attorney games, I'm happy to be the one to introduce you to them, because they are bloody fantastic and they're so fun. The plan, so tomorrow is Thursday, obviously, so we're still technically in game slot 2. So everything this week kind of got shifted around a little bit. So tomorrow we're back on Dark Souls 2. We're heading to the Iron Keep. And then Friday and Saturday we'll be playing Yakuza Kiwami 2. And then next week everything will be back to normal in terms of schedule. So Monday, Tuesday will be this Ace Attorney. Right? No, Monday, Tuesday will be... Yeah, Ace Attorney. Wednesday, Thursday will be Dark Souls, and Friday, Saturday will be Yakuza. So everything will be back to normal next week. So, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Let's see, Firefly's playing Jump King. Oh Christ, I got to send you over there. So, thank you very much, everyone. See you tomorrow for some Dark Souls 2, Friday for some Yakuza, or Monday again for some more Ace Attorney, whichever you prefer. Hopefully, all 3. Goodbye. See ya.